The San Francisco 49ers traveling to Los Angeles on Thursday night to take on the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium on Thursday Night Football. We got your best bets video for this game. We got player props, spread predictions, and a same game parlay that I think are great value bets. 4 picks total. Let's lock in and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cat made now. Straight fire.
My name is Steve, as always, and if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support, as always. Let's have a big Week 5 in the NFL, guys. If you guys didn't know already, our Week 5 spreads and totals video is live, where we cover every game. We pick a spread and a total for every single game. So we got you covered there. So make sure you guys check out that video. I'll have that pinned here at the end of this video. Definitely worth a watch there. Let's hop into a recap from last week. It's a pretty big recap. I'm not going to go over all the results, meaning each individual pick, but we ended up going 7-7 minus 1.03 units with our parlays and everything. So we did lose about a unit. It wasn't like terrible, but obviously we need to do better, guys. Have much higher expectations of myself, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record saying that, but for real though, some stuff was super close, like Jalen Waddle. We had him on receiving yards. He fell 3 yards short of hitting his over. And then we had Mike Gesicki on Monday night. He really wasn't that close. He had 8 yards receiving. So it was a disappointing week for sure, guys. Even 7-7, we want to do better. Would have loved to see at least 8-6 or 9-5. Unfortunately, we just couldn't pull it out. But comment cappers were huge this week. You guys killed it in the chat this week. And I mean, I went through, it took me, I felt like an hour to write down all our comment cappers. So I'm going to go through and give all our shout outs now. We have a bunch. So make sure you guys follow these people in the chat. Mike Crone had 4 call outs, and he hit all 4. We had Quashawn Junkins over 57.5 rushing yards on Sunday. That cashed. Javonte Williams and DeAndre Swift each to record 3 receptions. That cashes. Justin Fields, 30-plus rushing yards. Breece Hall, 50-plus rushing yards. That cashes. Jets plus 7.5. Broncos minus 2.5 teaser. That cashes. 4 call-outs from Mike Crone. Mike, well done. That was very impressive last week for sure. Lit Picks had the Atlanta Falcons minus 1.5 on the spread. Love to see it. Great call out there. Eric and me had 2 call-outs in the chat that hit. Patrick Mahomes over 238.5 passing yards. Tyreek Hill 5-plus receptions with Justin Fields 25-plus yards rushing. Very impressive calling Tyreek Hill, seeing as how he left very early. So great call out there. Great call out there from Eric me, legend at the channel. Demetrius Smith calling the Chicago Bears under 51.5 points. Parlayed with the Chiefs plus 6.5. That cashes. That was more of a teaser play as well. KJ Philly 5-teamer calling Jordan Love over 5.5 rushing yards. Cashes that. Jesse Lopez calling Darren Waller 2 catches and 15-plus receiving yards. Cashes that. And then Justin McKelvey, another legend at the channel, calling the Justin Fields anytime touchdown score plus 195 on that one. So guys, great calls from our comic cappers. You guys saw the list. Unbelievable in the chat this week. You guys killed it. So big shout out to you guys. Make sure you guys follow those cappers down in the chat. Make sure you guys also, if you guys want to participate in that program, drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. Put a star on asterisk next to your pick, and we'll call out your pick in our next video if it hits. Thursday nights are a little wild with our comic cappers because we're calling out the whole weekend. Obviously Thursday's a big results recap, just so you guys know. All right, I think it's time to get after it, guys. Check out our links down below, pinned comment description. All of the links that you guys need around the channel, membership, merchandise, social media links down below. And then outside of that, guys, let's get after it, get the sweep. Let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we're going with the Los Angeles Rams. Minus 6.5 spread here versus the San Francisco 49ers. We got minus 120 odds on Fanatics. So I was typing up notes for this at minus 5.5 last night. And the line obviously moved. Another day where Brock Purdy does not practice, so it's looking more and more like it's going to be Mac Jones, which is obviously a reason for the line movement. But the big reason why I like the Rams is not only Purdy, but this injury report is crazy for the 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall, Jawan Jennings, Brock Purdy, Nick Bosa, D. Winters, Robert Beal Jr., etc., etc. The injury list goes on and on. Some of these players may play. Kittle, Ayuk, obviously out. Pearsall, Jennings, Purdy, really highly questionable. We'll call it that. Nick Bosa's out. D. Winters and Beal Jr. are also out. So the receivers have a shot to play, but it's not looking good for them either. So I think it's just too much to overcome versus a good team. You might be able to overcome this versus like a team like the Bengals right now or the Titans. You can't overcome it versus the Rams, who've got Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, and the way this defense is playing right now. It's too much to overcome. It's as simple as that. There really isn't a lot more I could really say about it. You guys know how I feel as far as the Rams are playing at home, much healthier, and I think they're the better team anyway. Even if some of these players are playing, I think this is really the Rams' year to me. I think this is really a good spot here on the Rams, and this is going to be their season to take the NFC West. I really think they're really set up nicely. Very well balanced on offense. They're one of the most talented offenses in the league. Defensively, I think they're going to be very good as well. So I think this team's going to take care of business at home. They've won the last 3 meetings with the 49ers, so you like to see that as well. Like I said, it's fairly simple. Sometimes you don't have to go, do a deep dive into this. This is as simple as the 49ers are simply too undermanned here to hang with a team like the Rams. So I do love it there, guys. For our number 1 pick, we're going Los Angeles Rams, -6.5 spread here versus the San Francisco 49ers. We got -120 odds here on Fanatics. Game at number 2, we got Blake Corum. Over 29.5 rushing yards here for the Los Angeles Rams. Going -110 odds on MGM. Now, if you look around, probably a lot of other cappers may be taking Kyron Williams. And I don't hate that. I'm not sure exactly what other people are going to take. But my initial thought was to take Kyron Williams, obviously, because he's a starting back. But there is an interesting trend going on here. There's a couple things that I see for this game. For one, Blake Corum's carries have been steadily increasing every week. He's gone from 1 to 5 to 8 to 9. And that is also coming off a week where Kyron Williams also fumbled last week. He lost his first fumble of the season. So I don't think that's going to impact Kyron Williams too much. But Kyron Williams got just 13 carries last week. While Corum saw 9 carries. It's kind of interesting how it's becoming a little more split. And if that's the case, Corum's line at 30 is crazy. If he gets anywhere near 9 carries, that's going to be very good for him. But there's a lot of reasons why I actually like this. We mentioned how the 49ers have all these injuries, obviously affecting the run defense. Last week we saw that with Travis Etienne of the Jaguars. The Jags averaged 4.7 yards per carry versus the 49ers defense. A bulk of that coming from Travis Etienne with 19 carries on 124 yards. That's over 6 yards a carry. So I think this run defense is obviously suffering a bit with Nick Bosa out and some of these other defensive players that they got out. They now rank just 18th versus the run this season. So that's obviously good. And the spread also favors the Rams running as well. If the Rams win by 7+ like we think we're going to do, they're going to be running the football a lot in the second half. And Corum specifically is a prime candidate for that because he is the backup running back. So he'll be getting more of the, if there was garbage time carries, they would go to Corum, which obviously we'd love to see that. And I could easily see him getting a lot of carries here. But even still, even if this isn't a blowout, Corum is just receiving more of the volume of late. He had a very good first 3 weeks. Last week he didn't particularly run the ball well. 9 carries, 21 yards. But before that, he was averaging over 6 yards a carry, and he was running very well. So that's part of the reason for his volume increase. And I think you'll see him used a lot here again. He'll get at least 6 carries, and I think that's enough to get it done versus this defense. At least 6. But I think he'll get more than that. Like I said, I see the Rams pulling away with this one, so I think we'll see more opportunities here for Blake Corum. I actually think he'll get 10+ carries in this one. I really do. I think this is a great spot for him. And like I said, if that's the case, he's got to average, around 3 yards a carry. So I think this is really a terrific spot for Corum. Kind of like RJ Harvey was on Monday night. We saw how that played out. It obviously worked out very well for us. Harvey had a lot of volume. And I think that's a very similar position here with Blake Corum. So Love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. We got Blake Corum over 29.5 rushing yards here for the Los Angeles Rams. Minus 110 odds here on BetMGM. Okay, and finally at number 3, we got Tutu Atwell over 8.5 receiving yards here for the Los Angeles Rams. We got minus 110 odds here on BetMGM, risking a unit here. So what was the big play that you guys saw at the end of that Rams-Colts game? It was Tutu Atwell running with the football 90 yards down the sideline. You don't think after that the Rams may want to start getting this guy the ball a little bit more? This guy is a big-time player with big-time speed, and it's the one thing that's really missing in the Rams offense right now. Obviously, Devontae and Puka Nacua aren't going to tear the top off the defense. They're just not that fast. They're very good route runners. They're very good receivers, but Tutu is the speed guy. So all you need with him here is literally one catch, and we should be good to go. I'm expecting the Rams to start to try to get him the ball more in space, though. Obviously, this guy is so quick and so fast. He is definitely a candidate to take a screen and take that 10, 15, 20 yards. So I think the Rams will try to implement him more back into the offense. We saw last year, he was fantastic. 62 catches, 562 yards. Like I said, all it takes is one catch. And versus this banged-up 49ers defense that are kind of lacking a pass rush right now, I think they'll be able to get him the ball. And I think they want to get these guys like Corum and Atwell the ball to kind of get them. This is their opportunity to be more involved in a game where the Rams, like I said, should pull away in this one, and they should be able to win this game comfortably. That is our projection for this game. So I think Tutu, like I said, is in a great spot. I think here to hit is over like one catch, guys. So I really like his spot. So over there for number 3 pick, we got Tutu Atwell over 8.5 receiving yards here for the Los Angeles Rams. Minus 110 odds here on MGM. And then our same game parlay, which is our number 4 pick. We're only risking a 10th of a unit though, so this doesn't count as like a pick because it is a 10th of a unit. It counts strictly towards our units. Either we lose a 10th of a unit or we make over 2.3 units, which is what we're hoping to do. Blake Corum, 50-plus rushing yards. He's already eclipsed that this season. There's great value on that line. And like I said, there was a lot of opportunity, I think, here for him today. He's probably going to have to break a big run, though. He's going to have to break a 20-plus yarder to get to this number. But I think he could do so, like I said, versus this 49ers defense. We saw ETN run for a 50-plus yard touchdown last week. Might have been 48. But he ran for a big touchdown last week. I think Blake Corum could do that here as well. Run for a big play, rather. And then Tutu Atwell, 25-plus receiving yards. We saw him run for 90 on that last play. He doesn't need to get 90. He just needs 25. And he doesn't even need to do it on one play. He just needs to do it at some point. He can have 2 catches, whatever he's got to do. But there's great value on that line, right? If we think they're going to really use him in this game, 25-plus receiving yards is incredibly manageable. And then Christian McCaffrey to get a touchdown. I don't think the 49ers will get shut out. And if anybody's going to score a touchdown, the 49ers, it's going to be Christian McCaffrey. This guy's a touchdown machine, and he's going to be getting a ton of volume. You got to keep that in mind. Receiving and rushing, he's going to have so many opportunities to find the goal line in this one. And his touchdown is minus 120, where once upon a time, I believe it was either last year or the year before, his touchdown scoring bets were like minus 300 for him to score. So obviously, he's, like I said, in this particular spot where the offense has to rely so much on him, McCaffrey should find his way into the end zone at some point. So I love it for our parlay. That's a 10th of a unit, guys. Love the looks here today. Let's make some money on Thursday Night Football. Drop your favorite pick below. Consider becoming a channel member, guys. It's just $3.99 for the entire month. You get access to all of our picks and our plays early. Before I drop the videos, you guys can get access to all those. So just keep that in mind. Outside of that, that will do it for me. Check out our NFL spreads and totals video. Put a lot of work into that. Hope you guys will enjoy that. We cover every single game on the NFL slate. 14 of them this week. So keep that in mind. Outside of that, that will do it for me. You guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night, and we will catch you guys all next week. Or tomorrow. Or, yeah, we'll be back with baseball. Yeah, peace out.